Hey guys, I'm Alex.
I'm Jason. We're the Table Monkeys, and we're so happy to be back here at Fortis Fitness.
Yeah.
Feels like after being trapped in our house for 5 months, we're finally back at home.
Best gym in Toronto.
Yeah, best gym in the world, in my opinion.
Yeah. So we're going to show you around today, show you one of our favorite pieces of equipment and how we've adapted it to arm wrestling.
Yeah, so we'll see you guys inside. Let's go. Alright guys, here we are inside the infamous Fortis Fitness in Toronto, Ontario.
Greatest place on earth.
Yes, literally the heaven on earth if you want to get strong.
Yeah.
Everything, calibrated plates, custom equipment, the belt squat, the leg press, chains, deadlift platforms, strongman equipment, sandbags.
13 squat racks, 90 feet of turf.
And then, during the quarantine, Sean, deciding to make lemonade out of lemons, he takes the time to add this 1,000-foot mezzanine up top, where he added another 100-foot of track. And
yeah, it's amazing. He just keeps adding more and more shit to this gym.
Yeah, so in this 10,000 square foot gym at this moment, there's like 10 other people in here, so we've each got like 1,000 square feet to ourselves. So we are social distance to the max.
Yeah,
and that means we get to use this piece of equipment and show you how awesome it is.
Yeah, so it's just one of the amazing custom pieces of equipment that Sean has had made for the gym. It's a chest supported machine row, but there's like 4 different handles, so you can hit all the angles. And it's chest supported, so it takes the lower back out of the movement, and it's all adjustable, so you can sit high, low, stand if you want.
So many different angles.
Exactly.
And then it's also got all these little hooks for handles and stuff. So normally people are just attaching like spinning handles and doing more, rowing back variations. And then you can also press if you go from the other side, which is really great because you got your feet planted. So it's a full kinetic chain.
Right, and you're bracing with your core.
Yeah.
And you can use your legs to use leg drive and make it more of an explosive movement.
Yeah. And which is why this place is just an amazing place for athletes to get strong. There's just, as a football player, imagine that piece right there. It's just perfect,
Yeah, and Fortis attracts so many different athletes, right?
Yeah.
You've got powerlifters, arm wrestlers, football players, and
track and field, marathon runners, strongmen, everything here, hockey players, MMA. So as arm wrestlers, this is how we're going to use this piece of equipment for arm wrestling. We're going to attach our karate belt, our spinner, and our towel. And then we took the seat off, as you saw earlier, so we can stand at it. And then while standing, we're going to use the chest pad as an elbow pad. And so right here, I think the first thing we get into is some rising.
Yeah, so we're going to show you some rising, some cupping, and some rolling, since that's the foundation of all
90% of that arm wrestling. So here you see I've got my foot forward, I've got my elbow braced on the pad. Because of that pad, and it's all adjustable, I can decide to take out as much of my bicep as I want, or leave in as much as I want.
And you can change where the angle is coming from. So right now we've got it off to the side a little bit, so it's attacking both our riser and our pronation.
Yeah, and again, because of the clips, we could just go one clip down and then really attack the riser, or go one clip over and really attack the pronation. And yeah, it's just adjustable on every front, so there's just so many things you can do with it.
But on to the title of the video.
Yeah, which is die sets, which you can see me here doing some eccentrics. And now Alex starting back with the dynamic part.
Yeah, so what die sets are is a combination of dynamic, isometric, and eccentric movements all into one set.
Right, and we use it a lot for rehab, but it's also really familiar or really similar to how an arm wrestling match is going to kind of unfold. You're going to start with a big dynamic movement, and then you're going to get stuck in some sort of an isometric hold where you're trying to stay tight. And as the match continues and you start to look for different angles, that's going to be a series of giving away pressure or eccentric movements to find a better position. So these sets, by doing it this way, it really mimics that. But the eccentric movement's also great for tendon rehab, which is why using it in high volume, like we're doing for these sets here, really helps for rehab, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so we like doing them for rehab work. You can do them heavier if you want. So let's just give a few different protocols that we've been using. So for rehab purposes, we like a 15, 10.
Yeah, something high rep, something where so if you think of each rep and then each second and then each eccentric just as one rep, I like like to think of like, okay, I want to hit between 30 and 50 reps, so it might be like 10, 10, 10, or like Alex said, maybe 20, 10, 10.
Yeah, so we're thinking about that total time under tension in
Right,
the one set.
exactly.
For blood flow purposes.
Yeah, and then another great rep range might be like 12, 10, 8, makes 30. You know, you can mix it up in all different ways. And then for, you know, the heavier you go, if you want to do more, say, strength-based stuff, it might be something like a 5 reps, 5-second hold, and then 5 eccentrics.
Yeah.
Even as low as 3s. I mean, you could even do it where it's just a single, I guess, if you wanted to. But the most important part of this whole die set is that when you get to your eccentric movements, as you're going to see, especially with this pronation here, we always use the opposite hand to pull the concentric part of the movement, because at that part of the set, you don't want to be trying to force a concentric movement once your arm or your muscle is so fatigued.
Exactly. And that's why it's great to do this with one arm exercises, because you can use the other arm to do the concentric portion for you.
Yeah. And those doing eccentrics properly like that is what's really going to benefit the tendons for rehab. If you do eccentrics where they're too heavy and they're ripping you open, or you're adding that dynamic part of the movement back to it, it's just going to put too much stress through the tendon and
that's
not
why
allow
people experience a lot of fatigue and muscle damage from eccentrics, right?
Yeah, it's because they're either going too heavy and letting it actually rip them open, where they're not controlling the weight, or they're doing the concentric part of the movement too.
Exactly. That's another point. I'm doing the eccentric very, very slowly on this on purpose.
Exactly, yeah, because you want it in control all the time.
Alright guys, that was the end of the video.
And yeah, make sure you guys check out Fortis Fitness online, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you are. It's definitely one of the best gyms in Toronto, maybe the world.
Yeah, and the reason I moved to Toronto.
Yeah, definitely. It's just such a good gym, so
Yeah,
check it out.
It's awesome. And so if you liked the video, please leave us a like, a comment, and subscribe. And arm wrestling rocks.
Yeah, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Monkeys out. Peace.
Yeah.
You'll buy that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we're good.